which is a A24 movie, and I'm talking about the film starring Sebastian Stan and Adam Pearson, and I'm talking about the film by A24 of A Different Man, which I watched for the very first time, and I just finished watching that film now. Now, I've seen movies before that have had people with disabilities or something of having a actor with a disfigured disability or disfigured face type of disability in the film Mask, which obviously was a much more sadder film than A Different Man. Needless to say, there was one part of the movie where I did shed more of a tear, and that was towards the end of the movie. There was a particular song that the one of the main characters, the one with the facial disability, pretty much sung on a stage, and I had a tear in my eye in that moment of the movie. But all in all, the performances by every single person in this movie was great. Even when Michael Shannon showed up as himself, even that was a awesome cameo and a well-deserved cameo. And I was so excited when A Different Man ended to give you guys my personal thoughts and opinions on the actual movie of A Different Man. Now, I felt like a lot of this movie did feel in between a movie and a play. I got those sort of idealistic intentions. When I was watching the movie, I definitely felt like I was watching a movie or a play or a rehearsal of a play, because a lot of the stuff is about a play that's off Broadway and them playing, and Sebastian Stan even playing an actor, him even having a mask to look very similar to Adam Pearson's character. I thought that was kind of an interesting concept of the movie. Now, I've seen the trailer for this movie before, and the movie's better than the trailer. The movie is so much bigger and bolder than the trailer. Now, I loved the movie trailer, don't get me wrong, but the movie in itself is so much better than the trailer. It just, it hits you in parts. Like, you do feel sorry for the character in the film, but you also sympathize with the character in the film. He's a very likable character. And Sebastian Stan's acting in this movie, also as an actor, was amazing. I loved his acting from the start to the finish as well. The opening scene for this movie was brilliant. The middle and end of this film was so brilliant too. The way it ended was amazing. The way this film was shot, not only in different parts in the movie, whether it was on a stage with a set or a couch they were sitting near, or when Adam Pearson's character was rehearsing, or when Sebastian Stan's character had a mask on and was performing very similar to how Adam Pearson's character is like. I thought even that stuff was pure brilliance, and I think this movie really needed to be made in the year 2024. Like, I think this movie definitely needed to be made. I'm glad I've watched it. I really am. And I was going to wait till I got a bit more money in my wallet and I was going to actually buy the movie. I still feel like I could buy the movie or just continue to watch on the streaming until it maybe no longer is on a streaming service. Just, I enjoyed the movie from start to finish. Obviously, it's a hard movie to watch because it's sometimes hard to look at people who have more disabilities that are more visible, like in the face. But I respected the acting. Like, his acting, I thought was absolutely great. And the chemistry between Sebastian Stan and his character in the movie just was so damn good. And It just was just so. This movie has a lot of different feelings. Like, it had some parts towards the end that were funny. It had some dramatic parts. Um, the way it was shot was so damn good. I could go on and on and on about this movie. It's just a movie that you must see, whether it's at a cinema when it first came out, or on a streaming services like it is now, or DVD. Just, I'm glad I saw the movie, and I must say, I really want to see that actor in the movie again. I want to see Adam Pearson acting again, not only acting maybe as a performer again, or just acting as some other sort of character in some other movie, whether it be like a horror film or similar to A Different Man, a dark comedy. And even Sebastian Stan kills someone in the movie, which I was very surprised by. I don't really know why Sebastian Stan's character necessarily stabbed someone, but even that briefly happened in towards the end of the movie. And I found that to be quite interesting. Like, his character doesn't seem the most malicious of characters either, which I found to be quite fascinating watching the movie A Different Man as well. And this is probably going to be my last review for tonight, because I'm going to actually go to bed in a minute, and I'm going to actually read a bit of a book, or a couple of pages or a couple of chapters of a current book I'm reading, which is still the novel The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic is the novel I'm still currently reading. But back to the review. The movie is just phenomenal, and I'm definitely going to be making a review on my TikTok channel after I upload this video about how good the film A Different Man is. The storyline is just unique. I've not seen a movie like this before. I feel like there's something unique and fresh about this movie. And I like movies that have a unique and different take on them and a different freshness to them. And A Different Man felt good to watch. Like, I'm not saying it's necessarily a feel-good movie necessarily, but it did still feel good to watch. And obviously there was heaps of parts that were dramatic, more parts that were darker, like when Sebastian Stan's character stabs someone, to the performances off Broadway on a stage, and that they even want to make one of their plays into a movie, and they want Michael Shannon's character, or Michael Shannon, to be involved, where he plays pretty much himself in the movie. And even that sort of stuff was fascinating. There was so many fascinating scenes for me in this movie that I would go on and on and on for days of how good the film A Different Man was. It was a fucking brilliant movie, and I love it. And I'm glad I watched this week so many good movies this year. I'm glad I've watched most recently The Substance from last year, which was a great body horror movie. I'm glad I watched the comedy drama A Real Pain recently, and I'm finally glad I got to watch A Different Man. And I think even if you don't have a disability, but you respect the ideas of actors that do have disabilities, I think this is an important movie to watch. And me, myself, that does have an intellectual disability, I definitely sympathized with the main character in the movie that has a disability. And I know it's a different form of disability to mine, because you can see with his looks, and the way he talks and looks and moves is more of a disfigured disability, but his acting was just so good. It was just amazing, and I think there should be more actors like Adam Pearson that should be hired for movies as well. And less discrimination to people who have these form of disabilities, less bullying, harassment online. I hope that the actor gets treated really, really well. I'm hoping that he got treated so well by the director of this movie, but I have a gut feeling he did. And I can tell from this movie that even Sebastian Stan playing a fictional character in this movie that was an actor, weirdly enough, and even Adam Pearson's character that was an actor, strangely enough, I could see their chemistry was so good on screen. Their chemistry was just absolutely amazing. And I thought that their chemistry was just the most brilliantest thing I've seen ever. And I loved this movie, and I cannot wait to rewatch it again. And I definitely think there should be a 4K copy of this movie as well. Like, whoever created this mask that represented what Adam Pearson looks like as well for Sebastian Stan's character did a brilliant job as well. I thought that was absolutely amazing as well. And I was not bored with this movie. I enjoyed this movie the whole entire time I watched it. And in saying that, I'm going to be ending this review and by giving the film A Different Man that I thought was absolutely amazing, a massive 12.5 out of 10 star rating. That's how much I enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And yes, there is one random shout out, not a big shout out in this video. Unknown48 says sup to you too. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. And it probably won't be for the next few hours though. But I hope you enjoy this one, and I hope my TikTok channel enjoy my A Different Man movie review as well.